Hey there, and welcome to the latest episode of the Mind Body Health podcast. On this particular episode, I want to speak to you about that little voice in your head that tortures you really when you fall off the wagon. I want to talk about the whole kind of psychology of it and guide you in how to navigate it in a much better way that will serve you in such a situation. Because look, this is the reality of what happens for most people. Let's just pick the easy option of you're on a diet, nutrition plan, system, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And you're on it and you're killing it and you're having a few good weeks that you're keeping on track. And then out of the blue, week three, day three, lunchtime, you decide to go for that cake. You decide to go for that takeaway or get those chips or grab the bars of chocolate or biscuits out of the cupboard. You have them, you enjoy it in the temporary moment, and then seconds you finish them. What's happening? Voice in your head is going, oh, what the hell? What are you doing? Here we go again. You can't stick to anything. You can't stick to any plan. You never stick to it. It's the same thing again and again and again and again. And this is the scripts that we tell ourselves when we, inverted commas, fall off the wagon, when we fail, when we slip up, whatever, again, you want to refer to it. Now, my simple question to you is, and I'm sure you can relate to this, right? You have had a situation in your life at least once, if not likely multiples, where you've fallen off the wagon, let's call it, on a plan. Now, this isn't just to do with diets. This happens in business or any kind of road or journey you're on towards any kind of goal or achievement that you're trying to accomplish. So I'm sure you've experienced it. The thing is, when you go into that mindset and that voice is talking to you and you start listening to that voice, my question to you is there any benefit of any shape or form in listening to that voice? Is there any benefit? So it's going on to you about how bad you are, what's wrong with you, same stuff again, it's always the same story, so on and so on. Is there any benefit? There isn't. And also, what is the usual result of when that voice is screaming at you? Does it make you go, okay, let's go. I'm going to get back on track. Let's go. I'm going to repair this. I'm going to get back on track. No, that isn't what happens. In the vast majority of cases, 99 times out of 100, what will happen instead the person will completely fall off track. So you completely fall off track and you go completely wrong direction and you start doing all destructive habits. You continue probably what you were doing in terms of if you ate junk or whatever it may be and make that day horrific. You may tell yourself the story of, oh, look, I'll write today off, but I'll start tomorrow. Or maybe I'll start next Monday. Will that happen? Possibly. But there's a strong likelihood it won't because you've sown the seed in your mind of, again, something wrong with you. You know, what's the point? You do the same things over and over again. You're failing. That's what happens. We go into destructive mode. We go into literally what I always refer to as self-harm mode. We know about self-harm in terms of people self-harming. We never look at this as self-harming. It is self-harming. Now, it's not rational. It's not logical when you look at it in terms of what's going on, because this is why humans are so complex and also so fascinating. And, why, navigating life, navigating situations takes a lot of self-work. I always stress about the internal work. You need to work internally all the time on an ongoing basis. It's like I say, be committed to evolving the better version of yourself every day, every precious day throughout your life, because it's an ongoing process. We all have shit from the past. We all have associations. We all have triggers. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have traumas. They're all relative. They're all different sizes, shapes, forms, but they all have impacted us. We've all been impacted by our environment since basically conception. Because even in conception, even though we're in our mother for 9 months, we are taking in what's going on externally. Okay. And then we're out in the world after 9 months, and then we're being impacted by our environment in general. So there's no one that escapes having some form of shit, triggers, associations, limiting beliefs, all that. Everyone has them. The question is, are you working on them? Are you working to improve yourself? Are you working to evolve yourself? That's all that actually matters, because that is the key. Okay. So if we look at it again from being rational and logical, if you do something wrong, your first instinct should be, okay, I need to fix this, I need to get back on track, right? I'm back on the exercise, I'm back on the nutrition plan, I'm back onto whether it be a business project or working on something, I'm back to my writing, whatever it may be. Doesn't matter what it is. It's all the same. It's, it all depends on the situation. That would be the rational thing. But instead, we're not rational because, again, we're impacted by all the different things that go on in our own personal psychology. But instead, as I said, we self-harm. We compound the situation. We make it worse. We go, you don't deserve to do better. You don't deserve to even be on the plan. Go have more cakes, have more muffins. Go throw a few pints of beer into you. Have the biscuits. Don't bother exercising for a week. What's the point? Waste of time. It's like even as people come up, like it's always crazy when people are coming up towards times like Christmas and so on, and they're going to be out partying and, have a few nights out a week or meetups and things like that, and eating a few bit of different things, drinking more alcohol. Like the justification that's made in my mind is, sure, look, what's the point? I'm going to be out, I'm going to be drinking, I'm going to be doing this and that. Sure, I'll just start in January. Instead of the rational way to think would be, okay, I'm doing all that. It's actually even more important that I exercise now. It's even more important to drink my water. It's even more important that I eat well for the time that I'm not out, so the rest of the day, and maybe restrict the calories a bit, but still eat regularly. So I'm compensating for the bad stuff I'm going to do. But no, we don't think like that. We go, look, we'll drop everything. It's madness. It's like I said, in a situation where you fail, inverted commas, or fall off the wagon, you go into self-harm mode. So what I want you to do, my lesson, what I guide my clients on doing is, when you have situations like this, which is their reality, they are what happened, right? Instead of going to self-harm mode and why are you doing this again and this repeated behavior and blah, 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 what's constructive? Because that's not constructive. That only makes you feel worse, and it almost guarantees you're going to continue the self-harming. You're going to continue destructive habits. You're going to continue to stay off the wagon, okay? And you're going to keep failing, if you want to look at it that way. Instead, what I want you to start doing from now on, ask yourself questions. So acknowledge you fell off. So let's say it was me and I'm on a plan, and then I have a load of 10 bars of chocolate. And in the moment I'm enjoying it, but afterwards I have such guilt. And that's the other important word I never threw in up to now, guilt. I'm feeling such guilt, and I'm feeling a failure. Instead of getting attacked myself, I need to ask myself, why did I do that, or why did I not do that? Why did I react that way, or why did I not react that way? Ask yourself these questions. It's all contextual, depending whether it's you did something, you didn't do something, or you reacted or you didn't react. Because in some situations you should have reacted and you didn't, and some you reacted and you shouldn't have. Sometimes you did something and you shouldn't have, and sometimes you didn't do something and you should have done it. That makes sense? So ask yourself those questions. Why did I do that, or why did I not do that contextually? Why did I react that way, or why did I not react that way? And why do I say to do that? Because then you're learning from the situation. You're learning from that action you did. You're learning from that moment of weakness, or whatever you want to call it. You're learning from it. Because when you learn, you then are more empowered to move on into the future. When you self-harm and continue destructive habits, you're making things worse. Does that make sense? So we want to always be growing and evolving and developing and improving, and also getting back on track. Because when you ask yourself those questions, you're learning some lessons. And from learning those lessons, you're more likely then to go, okay, let's get back on again. Today's a new day. And the other thing to add to that is, the past is the past. Now, what happened 5 minutes ago is over. What happened yesterday is over. Don't let it control you now. That's why I ask yourself these questions. Learn lessons. So when the next time you encounter a similar situation, which you will inevitably, because that's life, you can have determined and decided how you're going to react differently the next time. Because you've learned something. And once you've learned something, you can apply it then into your future. That's why I say you move forward more empowered, you move forward stronger, you move forward with more resilience, you move forward with more tools. Against like a caddy with a golf bag and the clubs. It's like, okay, I'm encountering this life situation right now. So next time, let's say you fall off the wagon. Okay, let's pull the club from the last time. What did I learn? How did I encounter it? How can I react better this time? And then hopefully you react better that time. At least you'll have the intention to, at least you'll have the learning to. And with the intention, it's like chipping away. You've got the intention, not going into pure reactive mode. And once you do that a few times, then you will react better. You will still, it's inevitability as well, you will still in life fail, inverted commas, or fall off the wagon. That's going to happen. But what we want is that you fall off less frequently and you get on faster each time. That shows that you're learning. That's why every single situation you encounter where you feel that you're failing and you fell off the wagon, learn a lesson from it. so that you can apply that lesson the next time you encounter that same situation. Okay? So my message to you is, in this short little podcast, with a really important message, is when you're on a plan, on a goal, on a trajectory, whatever you want to call it, and you inverted commas fail or fall off the wagon, whatever way you want to regard it in your own perspective on it, stop the self-harm, and you immediately will go into it now. Your mind, that part of your brain's going to go, like it was me, Dave, for Christ's sake, why are you doing this? You always do this. You know, you're wasting all your time, wasted all that time and effort for the last few weeks or months. You know, what are you doing? Why can't you stick to something? Instead of going into that attacking, self-sabotage, self-harm mindset, which then leads to more destructive behaviors. Instead of that, acknowledge it's happened, be disappointed, that's okay. But react to disappointment. Again, how we react emotionally is hugely important in our life. And ask 50 questions. Why did I do that, or why did I not do that? Or why did I react that way, why did I not react that way? Learn the lesson from it, and then decide, okay, next time that happens, this is what I'm going to do instead. And then put it to bed. It's done. It's in the past. Move forward. Back on the horse. Back on the wagon. Back on the plan. And move forward until the next time happens, because it's going to happen. This is the reality of life. This is the problem again with social media, the world, societal conditioning. It's like you have to be perfect. If you're not perfect, there's something wrong with you. Absolute bullshit. There's no one perfect. No one will ever be perfect. Most people stay at the same level, which is terrible because they're so conditioned and impacted by their environment growing up, all the impacts of the people and experiences in their life, and they stay in a very bad place, and they continue to be reactionary and triggers and self-harm and self-sabotage and destructive habits and behaviors and so on. I'm giving you the tools to not be one of the masses. I'm giving you the tools so you can live your best life. And that's what I'm always stressing about. Be committed to evolving to a better version of yourself every precious day for the rest of your life. And if you apply this principle that I've given you, which is so simple, instead of going into self-harm and destruction, ask yourself questions. Learn from the questions, decide what you'll do next time, put it to bed, move forward. I guarantee it'll change your life forever. It'll have such a huge positive impact in your life. Let me know in the comments, the question sections, whatever it is, depending on where you're watching this, what you think of the podcast. Tell me about your experiences. Let me know your questions. Let me know your feedback, your thoughts, whatever it may be. Remember, I'm here to help you. I create these podcasts for you. They're not for me, they're for you. So let me help you in any way I possibly can. Okay? And before we sign off the podcast, I just want to mention, love you to be part of our Healthy, Happy Humans community. It's an incredible community of people all over the world where you get a lot of value for free in the free membership. And also as a paid membership, we get an unbelievable amount of value and resources and support and calls and all kinds of stuff. But the free version gives you so much. So make sure you get on board with Healthy, Happy Humans. Any questions, let me know. The link will be here somewhere. And hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. It's a short one, but it's a really powerful one. And I guarantee if you apply what I've said, it'll positively impact your life like you won't believe. So take care, have a good day, and remember, keep evolving to a better version of yourself.